Well, guys, it's time. I'm finally ready. I'm mentally ready to review the last episode of Samurai Jack. Let's do this. For those of you who don't know, I'm running a free giveaway. Link in the description. Okay, so it's been about a year, 6 months. I'm ready. My body is ready to talk about this. Oh my god, this episode was everything and nothing all at once, because it starts out with Aku just trolling us, trolling every goddamn body with the intro we've all come to know and love, the theme song from the past 4 seasons, the one everyone grew up with, and it just cuts to him saying he'll kill Jack. And we've seen all the people Jack has met, Jack has come across, everybody he has met, and for us hardcore fans, us that have watched it in the past, it hits you somewhere that you didn't even know existed, because yeah, everything is coming full circle. This is the last episode, and a lot of people were holding their breath of how Genji was gonna end it, how he was gonna do the finale. We see Aku very confused on how to kill Jack. He just doesn't know how to do it. And funny enough, he just says, "Hey Ashi, why don't you do it?" And I'm like, "You bastard." He does, yeah. Jack is telling Ashi to fight, but of course we know she can't fight it. It's part of her, no matter how hard she tried. And then out of freaking nowhere, the cavalry arrived, and it was just awe-inspiring to see the dancers, the squid guys, the cute elephants, the arrow guys, all coming to try and fight. If you remember, the Scotsman, he said that we'll amass a bigger army, but he didn't amass it. Everyone just came together, and I thought it took people a long time to find Aku's lair. So I don't know how they were able to get here in like 5 seconds. They were at home watching. Did they teleport? I know the earth is small, but come on guys, it's not that small. And of course Aku is not feeling any of the hits. He's even squashing people. Like, I think those people are dead. Like, he flattened them into a pancake, but we don't see their remains. In regards to the other episodes, this one was less bloody and violent because you don't even see deaths, maybe because these characters are characters we really like. But I think they went really heavy on the PG in this one. Ooh, we get a cameo from Baby Got Back. I see you. Please trust me, I'm not a pervert, you guys. I hope, at least I think I'm not. This season 5 was too polarizing for anyone. Well, we're not there yet. Let's finish reviewing the episode. We see the Scotsman's daughters just coming. Like, there's so many, he's calling their names, but more pictures are coming than he can even call them. And he's like looking at Jack like, pick anyone you like. And he was like, no thanks. And he's like, what? You think you're too good for me, daughters? And he was like, no, I met someone. And the whole thing was funny when he was like, it's her. And we just see this demon, and the Scotsman's like, I don't think she's your type. I loved a good half of this episode. Like, the first 11 minutes, it was just perfect. Everything. I still feel chills every time I watch it. I just rewatched it before doing this review just to prep myself, and it was still painful for me because I knew how it was gonna end, but I was more ready. So one of the main reasons why I didn't even review it, aside from the whole emotional aspect, I wanted to watch the finale with Jay, but at the time I was moving around, so we could never find a time to watch it together. So I watched the first 11 minutes up until Ashi did this. As soon as she did that, I just paused everything and I was like, I'm not ready to face it. I got a little bit of spoilers here and there, but nothing definitive as to what happened. Somebody just went on Twitter and was like, "Duh, I'm getting ahead of myself." I paused it and I watched it with Jay, and when we were watching it together, and this samurai came in, this huge samurai, Jay just lost his shit, and I was like, "What's wrong with you?" He was like, "You don't remember that?" And I'm like, "No, I don't remember the episode with the samurai." And he doesn't look at me like, "You are no true Samurai Jack fan." And I was like, "Oh, wait, hold up. I watched this thing when I was like 7 or something." And I think this was one of the episodes that I only watched once. I never watched a replay of it. But Jay, it was one of his favorite episodes, so he watched it a lot. So I just love that aspect of Samurai Jack fans. We have different things we pick and relate to, because my favorite Samurai Jack episode as a kid was when he was learning to jump. That one when he was with these guys. They even made a cameo, they're like, "No, jump good." So every Jack fan, no matter what it is you loved or connected to, it was here. This episode was amazing. It was made for greatness. And I agree with people who wished it was half an hour, like an hour long, because things felt rushed. Watching it a second time, yeah, you do see things that are just in your face, but if it was dragged out, it would have still gotten criticism, because as soon as Ashi, through the power of love, which I feel is bullshit, I'm sorry, she couldn't fight it off before, and just because he says "I love you," she's able to. I'm sorry, that part just didn't jive with me. And I believe in true love, but as soon as Ashi realized, took control of it, but she still had Aku's power, and she told Aku, "You're not my father." I don't care. Maybe it's like a reverse of Sours, Luke Skywalker, like, "You are not my father." When she got a hold of the powers and she made the portal, like, she did everything quickly. Like, as soon as Jack said, "Ashi, you have Aku's powers, or you're in control," or something, she was like, "Ah, I do." And I'm like, okay, thank God, instead of talking and realizing everything, she just took everything into her own hands, grabbed the sword and made the portal. In and out. Quick. I liked that, and I also didn't like it. I personally like it because it didn't waste any time, but I'm sure there's a lot of people who would have hated it, like, it's too convenient. But that's what we want. We look at other cartoons and say, "Oh my god, they had to talk it out. Oh my god, it took them that long to realize it." But in this case, it happened in an instant. I'm sure some people will think that added to the compression of the episode, like how they feel they packed too much in too little time. As they're going back, I'm just like, I just knew as soon as that portal opened, I knew it was the end. Jack came back, he killed Aku, cocky Aku. The way he killed him, because Aku got into the sword, just like how it did in the first episode of season, no, I think it was the 3rd episode of season 1. When Jack went to confront Aku, because I know the first 2 episodes were his dad, his eyes are in the sword, and he thrust the sword into the ground and it spread out into his tower. I don't know if that killed him or not, but hey, explosions. I don't know why, but I always liked this symbol. You know, their star symbol with whatever. I tried drawing it once, and I don't know, people thought it was a gang symbol or something. Maybe a swastika. I don't know. I don't know. I don't care. Ashi looked beautiful. Some Mulan shit, painting on the lips. Jack just looks ecstatic as fuck. But when I was watching this with Jay, I just could not get into it because I was so sad. And Ashi just looks at him and was like, "Jack, without Aku, I wouldn't have existed." And I'm like, no. Jay's looking at me and saying, "Don't ever do this to me, never leave me." And I'm like, dude, this is not the time for jokes. I am an emotional wreck right now. Well, I didn't cry. I think I didn't. I hope I didn't. Speaking of it, Jack never told Ashi his real name. We the fans never knew Jack's real name. And I know Gendy said, doesn't matter, I don't think he'll ever reveal Jack's real name. But it would have been better if that had happened. Yeah, I would have liked to have known Jack's real name, but it doesn't matter. The whole show, this season 5 was amazing, but this episode had a lot of people hating season 5, and I'm like, no, this episode does not negate from the awesomeness that was this season. We got something back that we haven't had in a long while. And I know a lot of people believe other shows are getting happy endings, but Summer Jack is getting bad endings. But I'm like, okay, no, look at it this way. Back then, 10 years ago, whatever age you were, and this was playing, if Summer Jack immediately got a season 5 and that's how it ended, would you have been as sad? Because there are things that happen back in the last 4 seasons that, yeah, maybe doesn't jive well with you or makes you feel a sort of way, but that's how life is. We accepted it. But now that it came back after so long, a lot of people had expectations as adults. And here's something about adults, people. We do not like it when things don't go our way. So Ashi not existing is really sad. And the prospect of Jack having been alive for over 70 years, living longer than his parents, and probably will live longer than his parents because he's still here, still sad. And it seems like there's no consolation anywhere. But when that ladybug came and left, I was like, oh, when I first watched it, I was like, oh, that's bullshit, I don't like this. But as I'm watching it now again, I went back and watched all the other episodes. The memories Jack had with Ashi are too precious to be spoilt by sadness. You need to enjoy life and what you have, and that person you were with, how can I say this, would not be happy seeing you in this state. And I don't know, maybe because of Ashi's lack of existence, if Jack dies you won't see her in the afterlife. Time travel kind of sucks, but I always believe that people will exist no matter what. I just feel like, okay, now in the future Ashi will exist in a different sense, but because Ashi is an extension of Aku, and now Aku doesn't exist, she doesn't have a soul, or there's no afterlife, or there's no chance for them to be together. My own consolation is I hope there is an afterlife, but this is a cartoon at the end of the day. It's someone's thoughts and imaginations, and for someone's idea to make me feel this way is beautiful but also really sad. So I don't know how to cope with this. I just believe that maybe Jack will fall in love again, which will suck, or maybe he won't and meet her on the other side, because I think he's garnered a couple of good favors with those beings, so they might make that work. But if Ashi exists in another form, she might fall in love with someone else. I don't know. But yeah, like I said, if Aku doesn't exist, then even in the future there might be a future Scotsman or something, but there might not be a future Ashi, so she might be in the afterlife waiting for him. I'm really sad by this ending. I am fighting for a way to be happy about this. But yeah, canon, Ashi will not exist in the future because Aku has ceased to exist in the present. So now she is dead, but she's in the other realm, which is canon in this world. So when Jack dies, hopefully without falling in love with anyone else, or maybe age catches up to him, who knows, in this time, he will go and meet her and they will live on for eternity in the afterlife and be happy. That's it. That's canon. Let's wrap that in a box. I am happy with that. Now let's leave this alone. That's it. Reviewed all 10 episodes. I think the only thing I regret in this entire thing is that for the 6th or 7th episode, yeah, the 7th episode, the only thing I'm sad about is that I didn't make the thumbnail this and refer to Mama Ashi's ass. A lot of people back when Summer Jack was airing, they had titles like thick, so I wanted to have a thumbnail that was like Mama Ashi thick, but I went for this boring old balance. But let's not be salty. I think that's my only regret in this entire reviewing thing. I'm happy with all my episodes. I'm happy with everything. Maybe in the future I'll have a little discussion about it, like that 8th episode. Yeesh. A part of me, someone commented that it referred to sex, and I was like, no, it couldn't have. Then I'm just reminded that Ashi died on their wedding date, so Jack was cheated out of a wedding night. And I'm like, oh my god, after everything they've been through, Jack didn't even hit it once. And I'm like, maybe they did, because in the 9th episode, when Jack's reflection is talking to him, his reflection is telling him be careful, and Jack says this has never happened before. I'm like, what are you talking about, love? But after everything that happened, I'm like, oh my god, the episode does mean they hooked up, but Genji couldn't show us. Genji? Wow. In my local language, that word means something else, but I don't want my whole channel to be shut down, so let's leave that alone. he can't show us sex, so he had to show us that whole episode that meant it, quote unquote. So wow, Jack did hit it. Good for you. Oh my god, what am I talking about? This was supposed to be a happy-go-lucky review, and now I don't even know what I'm talking about for the past 15 minutes. Editing this will be a bitch. But yeah, that's all I have to say. I've said my whole mind. I've said my whole piece. I am happy with everything. Thank you for this season. I thank you for everything, to the creators, to the animators. You guys did a wonderful work. Don't listen to all those haters who didn't like how we ended. They can't do anything about it. And if the show comes back for another season, hey, I will always be here to review it, unless I die as well. God, I just couldn't leave that alone, could I? Anyway, thanks y'all viruses so much for clicking to watch. Again, reminder, I'm doing a giveaway, $100, links in the description, or just check out the last video before this one. But yeah, thanks viruses so much for clicking to watch. Please don't forget to read my books on Wattpad, support me on Patreon, and follow me on Twitter. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and stay forever awesome. This is TVC, signing out.